It was a cold, stormy night in October 1974 when the small, quiet town of Harper's Hollow became the centre of a terrifying mystery. A story so chilling, it has haunted those who hear it for decades. This is the story of the Carter family, a seemingly ordinary household whose fate became one of the most haunting unsolved mysteries in history. The Carters had recently moved into a beautiful historic farmhouse on the outskirts of town. William Carter was a local historian, fascinated by the house's long, storied past. Emily, his wife, was a devoted mother to their two children, Anna and Daniel. They were the perfect family, or so everyone thought. But the house they moved into wasn't just any house. It had a history, one the locals avoided speaking about. It was built on land that once belonged to Abigail Blackthorne, a woman accused of witchcraft in the late 1800s. Abigail had vanished without a trace after being ostracized by the town. And though she was never found, stories persisted, stories of her curse, her vengeance, and her spirit haunting the land. At first, the Carters dismissed the local legends as mere folklore. But soon, things started happening. Little things. Emily would wake in the middle of the night, convinced she'd heard someone walking down the hall. William would come home to find the kitchen cabinets wide open, though Emily swore she'd closed them. And then there were the children. Anna, the youngest, began talking about the lady in the corner. She described her as a pale woman in old-fashioned clothes who would sit in the corner of her bedroom, silently watching her. Daniel, older and more skeptical, would make fun of Anna, until he started refusing to sleep in his own room, insisting he felt someone breathing behind him when no one was there. Emily confided in her sister, leaving a series of increasingly frantic messages. In one voicemail, her voice shook as she said, "I don't know what's happening in this house. It feels wrong." Anna says the lady talks to her now, and Daniel wakes up screaming every night. William thinks it's stress, but I know something is here, watching us. The last message Emily ever left her sister was short but chilling. "She's in the house. I can feel her." On the night of October 23rd, 1974, something unimaginable happened. The air was thick with an unsettling silence, and the full moon cast an eerie glow over the Carter house. Neighbours reported hearing a single piercing scream coming from the Carter house at exactly midnight. It was a sound that sent shivers down their spines, a scream so chilling it seemed to echo through the entire neighbourhood. When they looked outside, they saw the lights in the house flicker and then go dark. The sudden darkness was like a curtain falling on a sinister play, leaving everyone in a state of shock and confusion. When the police arrived the next morning, the house was eerily quiet. The silence was almost deafening, as if the house itself was holding its breath, waiting for something to happen. The front door was unlocked. It creaked open with a haunting sound, revealing a dark and foreboding interior. Dinner was still on the stove, untouched. The food had gone cold, a stark reminder that something had interrupted the family's evening routine. The family car sat in the driveway. It was as if the Carters had simply vanished into thin air, leaving everything behind. But the Carters were gone. There was no sign of struggle, no indication of where they might have gone. What the police found inside only deepened the mystery. The house was in perfect order, almost too perfect, as if it had been frozen in time. Every room was in perfect order, except for one thing, a chilling message scrawled on the living room wall in what appeared to be blood. The message was written with a deliberate hand, each letter dripping with menace. It read, "She comes for those who trespass." The words seemed to pulse with a life of their own, a sinister warning that left everyone who saw it with a sense of dread that they couldn't shake off. The Carters were never seen or heard from again. Despite exhaustive searches, no evidence of where they might have gone or what might have taken them was ever found. Over the years, the Carter farmhouse gained a dark reputation. The once peaceful and serene property became synonymous with fear and dread. Locals whispered tales of eerie happenings and unexplained phenomena that plagued the old, decrepit farmhouse. Paranormal investigators flocked to the property, capturing strange occurrences. Equipped with ghost-hunting gadgets and cameras, they hoped to document the supernatural. Many were drawn by the challenge, eager to uncover the truth behind the farmhouse's sinister aura. Some reported hearing disembodied voices whispering their names. These whispers seemed to come from the shadows, sending chills down their spines. The voices were faint but unmistakable, as if the spirits were trying to communicate. Others claimed to see objects move on their own. Chairs would slide across the floor, and doors would slam shut without any apparent cause. The investigators were left baffled, unable to explain the poltergeist activity they witnessed. But the most terrifying accounts came from those who claimed to see a ghostly figure standing in the upstairs window, a pale woman with hollow, unblinking eyes. Her presence was both haunting and mesmerizing, leaving a lasting impression on those who saw her. One investigator, shaken to his core, described his experience. "I was standing outside looking at the house when I saw her. She appeared suddenly, as if materializing from thin air. She was in the second-story window staring at me. Her gaze was intense, piercing through the darkness. It felt like she was looking directly into my soul. Her eyes, they weren't human. They were dark, empty voids that seemed to hold a malevolent force. The sight of them sent a wave of terror through me. It wasn't anger I felt from her. It was a deep, unsettling sense of satisfaction. It was as if she was reveling in my fear, feeding off my terror. It was something worse, like she was pleased, like she had won." The investigator's account added to the growing legend of the Carter farmhouse, a place where the line between the living and the dead seemed to blur. The legend of the Carter family and the curse of Abigail Blackthorne has become one of the most chilling tales of Harper's Hollow. This small, quiet town has been haunted by the story for generations, with each retelling adding new layers of fear and mystery. The Carter family, once prominent members of the community, fell victim to a series of tragic events that many believe were orchestrated by the vengeful spirit of Abigail Blackthorne. To this day, the house remains abandoned, a place no one dares to enter after dark. The once grand mansion now stands as a decaying monument to the past, its broken windows and crumbling walls a testament to the horrors that supposedly took place within. The townsfolk avoid it, whispering about the eerie lights that sometimes flicker in the windows and the strange noises that can be heard emanating from within. Locals say you can still hear the sound of footsteps echoing through the empty halls, as if the spirits of the past are still walking the corridors. The creaking floorboards and the occasional distant whisper add to the house's unsettling atmosphere, making it a place of dread and fascination. Some claim to have seen the pale figure of a woman standing at the edge of the property, silently watching the road. This ghostly apparition is believed to be Abigail Blackthorne herself, forever bound to the land she cursed. Her presence is a chilling reminder of the dark history that haunts Harper's Hollow. Was it the curse of Abigail Blackthorne? The townspeople have long debated the origins of the curse, with some believing it was a result of dark magic and others thinking it was merely a series of unfortunate coincidences. Was it something darker, something beyond explanation? The mystery remains unsolved, with paranormal investigators and curious visitors alike trying to uncover the truth behind the haunting. Or is the truth buried somewhere in the shadows of Harper's Hollow, waiting to be uncovered? The legend lives on, a chilling reminder of the past and a warning to those who dare to seek the secrets hidden within the haunted house. What do you think? Share your thoughts in the comments. And don't forget to like, subscribe and turn on notifications for more spine-chilling stories like this one. Remember, the next tale might just be closer than you think.